Hey y'all, so let's jump right into it. We're continuing our series on invading industry with ministry. And what do I mean by that? I'm talking about bringing God's kingdom in heaven here on earth. That's what you pray when you pray the Lord's Prayer. And like it's so important for that to happen because that's a just kingdom. That's a righteous kingdom. That's a loving kingdom. That's a fair kingdom. And that's not always what we are experiencing when we are at our workplaces. And so I want to talk to you about practical ways that we can infiltrate and invade and push our ideas that come from Jesus Christ into our workplaces. And so, first things, before we start changing anything about our businesses, we have to change some things about ourselves. And so, we have to address our real fears. Like there are real fears with trying to embrace a mindset that like I am deserving of having a workplace that I am not tormented and in fear and abused and mistreated. So we have to see that we are of value, and we have to see that that's God desires for us, right? And so we have to navigate this in a way to where we got to unlearn a lot of stuff that we learned. And we got to learn some things that will give us staying power and persisting power according to the promises that God tells us in the Bible. So let's talk about 3 practical things that we can do to infiltrate and invade industry with ministry. And but the first frustration I want to talk about is like feeling trapped. Like, this my job, I gotta do it, my kids don't eat. Like, if I don't work, my kids don't eat. And so we can get trapped, and we want a better work-life balance. We want these things, but like, I'm concerned, like, how my children gonna eat? If I go somewhere else, it's gonna be the same place. People are evil. So that's real, right? And so those are real frustrations, those are real desires, those are real concerns. But I'm gonna tell you 3 ways that we can counter that. Like, we are not powerless. we can do things to change our circumstances. And the number one thing we can do is proactively to pick better. I'm talking about not just pick working environments better, pick friends better, pick spouses better. You know, we can pick better. So just 3 ways, and they all have to do with your core values, right? You can know your core values. You can follow out and live your core values, and you can persist and be resolved to hold on to those core values. So what I'm saying about your core values, these are the things that are most important to you. And right, like, the things that are most important to us should be the things that are most important to God. But and so we want to know our core values. Like, it's not, you don't have to shame yourself because one of your core values is money. Okay. David because of the honor and disrespect that was Goliath was talking about God, he was like, oh, I'm gonna fight him. But he also said, what the person that defeat this giant gonna get? He was like, oh, no taxes, married into a wealthy family. Okay. And not only did he ask a question, he asked 3 more times. You can want coins in your pocket and to make change. And that's okay. Just know your core values. Right? And then follow them. Live them out. If I'm not able to be compensated well and make change in something that I'm concerned about, this is not the place for me. Right? If I get in there, y'all trick me, this ain't the place for me. Out. So always follow and live your core values and not your fears. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of a sound mind. So if we're going to say what the word says, then we got to stand on that. Like my stepdad says all the time, standing on business. We can't just talk Bible, but don't live Bible. All right. And then the third thing is you got to persist with it. There are going to be times when you will have a risk of uncertainty. You will face not having everything figured out. You won't have a strategy for that, but you'll have your values and you'll have the word of God. And it says that he will supply every need according to his riches, right? You're going to have your needs met. And so that's what we have to bank on, right? We want to pick well. And then we want to know that we are not stuck in a bad choice. We can choose again, right? Okay, so that's what I want to jump in today, and we'll continue with our series. And like we're gonna navigate this. We're gonna be equipped. We're gonna be prepared to make a move. We're not just gonna make money moves. We're gonna make moves that matter. For ministry's sake, for God's sake, and it's gonna benefit us greatly. So if this video has helped you in any way, shape, form, or fashion, I would ask that you would share it. If you know someone that is struggling and they're like, I don't know how much longer I can take being at this job, but I'm so afraid, share this with them. This is where iron sharpens iron. All right, like, subscribe, share. Thank you.